A 22-year-old woman named Laken Riley was brutally assaulted and murdered by an illegal Venezuelan migrant let into our country. That happened under the Biden administration. A 2-year-old boy, meanwhile, was slayed by an illegal El Salvadorian illegal immigrant, I should say, who was let into the country under, you guessed it, the Biden administration. And then there was a 14-year-old girl in Virginia, allegedly raped by an illegal Venezuelan migrant who was released into the United States under the Biden administration. We could go on and on with stories just like these, and you, the voters, have communicated that you're worried. Just take a look. Immigration, now a top issue heading into 2024. You can see this Fox News poll showing that 8 in 10 voters think the situation at the border is an emergency. But what is Jen Psaki, Rachel Maddow, and everyone at MSNBC doing, hysterically laughing at you for caring? Watch.
If you look at some of these exit polls, I mean, I live in Virginia. Immigration was the #1 issue. Yes. I mean, again, these could change in Virginia.
Well, Virginia does have a border with West Virginia. Very, very contested area.
Build a wall. Like, what?
Laughing at voters who have communicated immigration is the top issue. Sometimes we see it above the economy, Harris. It's probably not the wisest move.
No, but it's deliberate. And I guess it's shared context. Maybe their world isn't shaken by what's happening at the border. They don't feel it. They aren't experiencing it. But many of them are like down the street from us. I think MSNBC has some NBC offices also in New Jersey, just across the Hudson River. They are seeing what's going on. They see the higher violent crimes among some illegal immigrants. And they have to see what happened to Laken Riley and some of these other cases and the suspects in those cases. They see the fentanyl has made every state in our republic a border state. So all that's left really is they don't care.
Yeah, and the tone deafness. I mean, you have an illegal immigrant allegedly in Virginia who has assaulted a 14-year-old. That was last week. The governor of Virginia talked about it. And you think to bring this up within the context of Virginia specifically?
And when Rachel Maddow says, yeah, well, Virginia has a border with West Virginia, what she's saying is that West Virginia, because it's red, it's rural, and it's conservative, is a foreign country because it's foreign to her. And this is the problem with the left. They look down their noses at so many Americans who are working class Americans, who have conservative values, who were raised to hunt, to fish, to pray, and they think there's something wrong with them. This is liberal dogma. This breathes loudly in the left. And that is my cultural objections to the left. And you see it in Manhattan, you see it in cities, you see it on Harvard, you see it on campuses. It's just a divisive disdain for half this country. It's what made Hillary lose, and it's what's making Democrats put on their heels and why Republicans are gaining throughout the country.
Well, let's listen to more of that liberal dogma, this time from joyless Joy Reid. Watch this one.
They don't vote based on economics or based on the benefits they're getting economically from the president. They're increasingly, from the Tea Party on, they're voting on race. They're voting on this idea of an invasion of brown people over the border. The idea that they can't get whatever job they want. A black person got it, therefore drive all the blacks out of the colleges, get rid of DEI. That is what they're voting on. They're just voting specifically on racial animus.
That's a special level of delusion, Kennedy.
She is deluded, and she should actually sit down with my friend Charlemagne the God. We talked last week about how immigration for the first time is affecting a lot of his listeners. He's the host of The Breakfast Club here in New York City. It's a radio show that is very, very popular. Every presidential candidate goes through there because it is an important conversation they always have. She is not having a conversation or offering analysis based in fact. And there are a lot of voters across the country who are concerned that they're going to have to compete with jobs with people who are here illegally and who are creating a thriving black market. They're trying to compete for legitimate jobs, and it's tough on them. And this is also a new issue because these sanctuary cities and states like New York and different parts of California have immigration in numbers that people here have never seen. And that is why it is an issue for these people who are snobs. They're arrogant snobs, and they demean and demonize voters they don't understand, and they don't have enough empathy and curiosity to figure out where people are coming from and why they are upset. it is not necessarily about race. That's always the driving force for Joy Reid. She's completely off base here.
And to demolish her point, I mean, Trump is making gains among black voters. He's winning outright Hispanic voters in the New York Times Siena poll.
Yeah, Kennedy, I had a mind meld today, Kennedy, because I was just thinking about all the interviews that you've seen out of Chicago and people of color around this country that are on social media that are saying, wait, you're displacing my children out of their school or out of their recreational center or whatever it may be, and they feel like they're being left behind for these policies. So to sort of think that only rural white people care about immigration is just not the reality. In many of our major cities around the country, including this one, where people, are having to deal with this immigration crisis. And it's not just the migrants coming over. We know it's the fentanyl. Go on the campaign trail and see if you can find a single family around the regular parts of America that hasn't been affected by the fentanyl crisis. It's also, by the way, what's happening to these migrants. These women, these teenage girls think that they are able to come to the country, and they're being human trafficked. They're being raped. They're being assaulted on the way here. That is not a policy, in my mind, that is humane. I think that's a policy that actually is enriching the cartels. They're making billions of dollars off of this, and you're de facto turning Mexico into a narco state, which is by empowering these cartels, which is incredibly difficult for us from a national security perspective.
And Ari, quick final question for you. Look, the commentary class may not get it. I would expect Jen Psaki to get it. She was a former White House press secretary, but I would hope the Biden administration understands this is a vulnerability. Do you think he takes any sort of executive action ahead of State of the Union on immigration?
Well, I don't think he can because he's too cross-pressured. I think Joe Biden has just he just wants to blame Donald Trump, blame House Republicans, Senate Republicans. But if he takes any meaningful action, he's going to alienate the left. And I don't think he's ever prepared to do that.
Well, he's got to wait for his vice president to come back with those root causes.
Yes.
That mysterious
so that was a
list
trial balloon.
that we still haven't
Him
seen.
saying that he was going to take executive action. He was just trying that out.
Well, if he tried it, Joy Reid would become a lot more joyless. So we'll watch out for that.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.